Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Geeky Leaks podcast. I am Liam.
And I'm Josh.
And this week we got a whole lot of stuff to go through. So
I'm actually back now.
Yeah, you are back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys know you weren't here last week. You're feeling better?
Yes, a little bit.
That is good.
Just a small amount.
Yes, that is good.
So yeah, did I talk about? Yeah, I talked about my tooth before, didn't I?
Yeah, briefly. I mentioned it kind of last week that you were gone as well.
So yeah, I finally got this thing ripped out of my face.
Yep.
Which I think I said last time. I gotta get this thing ripped out of my face.
Yep.
So yeah, I got this ripped out of my face.
Yep.
A few little stitches. Most of it's falling out. I think I'm like 6 days out now. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm feeling alright.
Yep,
Feeling
that's good.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I'm glad
Finally.
you're feeling better, because I know that was causing you a lot
I was gonna say it's been a
problems.
long time coming getting this fucking tooth ripped out. God damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, finally.
Yeah. No, I'm good, man. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Anyway, yeah, lots of tech this week. Oh my god, so much fucking huge news, actually.
Yeah.
So much gaming, actually, for this
Yeah.
week. This is more gaming than I think we've ever done
Yeah,
so far.
this week's like half gaming, half other stuff, and usually we just have like a couple gaming things at the end. And like this is after we cut out like several gaming topics already.
Yeah,
So yeah, we're gonna kind of blaze through a few things. If there's anything that that we don't talk about enough, sorry, but like we got to talk about all the things.
Yep.
And we only have so much time, so
Yep.
let's do the stuff. So really quickly, Intel 8th gen CPUs have been announced,
Of course.
which is good. I mean, new stuff is always good. It's
Yep.
faster, which is good.
Depends
but,
on your definition of good,
yeah,
in a sense.
well, it's not worse.
Okay, yes. It just, yeah. That's a good definition
So,
of good.
It's not worse.
It's not worse.
Basically, the gist of it is we know the desktop ones, the i5s are going to be 6-core, 6-thread.
Which is sweet. That's
and-
like one of the best things we've heard in a while.
And the i7s are going to be 6-core, 12-thread, which is awesome.
Yep.
The i3s are going to be quad-core, 4-thread.
Okay, at least they're going to have...
They're going to have 4 real cores now.
Yeah.
So that's all awesome. Honestly, like, as good as that all is, that's all awesome. The thing that I think is the coolest out of all this is the 15-watt really low-power processors.
Yeah.
The stuff we're going to see in Ultrabooks.
Yep.
Those are now quad cores.
Which is awesome.
With 8 threads.
But that also, like we were talking before, says something about Intel, again.
Yes.
Because they literally just turn around like, oh yeah, by the way, now it has 4 cores.
Yeah. And just
like,
to
okay,
give you guys more context on that as well, like we're also not kind of, like we are kind of just saying that, but the reason we're really saying that is because it's not like okay, yes, this is 8th gen, but it's not like we have this brand new architecture we can manage to get 4 cores and 8 threads onto this low power. No, it's still KB Lake.
Yeah. So they were
It's
holding
not
out.
a new process, and it's not a new architecture.
Yeah, so they've been holding out on us big time. So, which I get because they had no competition for so long.
Yep.
But literally the only reason now that they're releasing the stuff that they've had before is because they have competition.
Yep.
Which
but
in my opinion is kind of bullshit.
it is, but you know what? That brings back the point that me and you have both been saying for a long time, which is thank you AMD.
Yeah.
Because
Finally.
like, every market needs competition. If not, this is what happens.
Yeah, and this is basically proof now
There's like
that Intel was holding out on us big time.
Yes.
Just because they had nobody to compete with.
So basically, to summarize, thank you Intel for doing what you should have done 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Because we were stuck on quad cores for like 10, 11 years.
Thank you, but not thank you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, okay, not thank you, but like, I don't know. You did the thing you should have done a while ago.
Yeah.
Which is good, I guess. Thank you AMD for giving us new Intel
Goodbye,
processors.
it's better.
No, thank you AMD for giving us better Intel processors.
Yes.
There
That's
we go.
okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We'll leave
Mint.
it there.
Perfect.
But yeah, I will actually probably end up doing another dedicated video when all of these are out.
Yeah.
Like detailing the whole thing.
Trying to
kinda
explain it too.
Kind of like I did for the Skylake X launch.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do something for that. But until then, there's going to be some interesting stuff to come out of this.
Yeah.
But we gotta go because there's too many things. In case you guys haven't heard it all.
If you're like living under a rock, literally.
Yeah, unless you're Patrick Starr. The Galaxy Note 8 has been released this week, which is sweet. It's in a lot of ways similar to the Galaxy S8 Plus.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, makes sense because, I mean, the Note 7 was very similar to the S7 Edge Plus or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a couple things that are really cool about this. I mean, obviously you got the S Pen and all that, like usual.
The standard
but,
stuff.
One of the biggest things that Samsung has been talking about is they finally did the dual camera setup.
Right. Which is actually sweet because what we were talking about, it's
yeah.
not like everybody's done a dual camera setup where it's a wide camera, whereas this is like a 2x optical zoom, which is like really interesting because like
Yeah.
I don't know how they packed enough glass into such a thin like lens basically because obviously it's really not that deep. The phone itself is like not even that thick.
No.
So like it's crazy to me that they fit enough glass in there to actually get a 2x optical zoom out of it. But I mean, the technology now, I guess, is so advanced that
yeah, and
that's crazy.
The other thing that the one thing Samsung has that nobody else has right now is like I think there's 1 or 2 other phones that have the optical zoom. I don't remember if the iPhone 7 does.
I'm not sure actually.
I know the 7 Plus is the only one with 2 cameras.
This is the first one I've ever heard of like zoom, like an optical zoom
Yeah,
like, obviously, every phone has digital zoom, but that's
Sure,
just
yeah.
cropping, basically.
Yeah, so maybe it is the first one with optical, but I know
So-
for sure the only thing, or the one thing that this phone has that no other phone has right now is both of those cameras have optical image stabilization.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which is sweet.
Especially for the zoom, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because,
Yeah.
like, the more zoom in you are, the harder it is to keep the
stable.
camera stable. So it makes sense that they would have optical image stabilization on that. But then to have it again, even on the regular camera, that's like just a bonus, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sweet.
So that's pretty awesome. There's like not really. There's a couple new things, like you can make like GIFs with the S Pen now.
I guess
Which is,
that's
like,
just so
kinda cool.
niche. I guess like
Yeah, I mean, like it's on one hand it's like kind of neat, but on the other hand I don't really know how useful it is.
I'm also
so.
looking at this because I'm going to school for graphic design. I'm looking at this as kind of like something I could scribble ideas on real quick, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I like it from that aspect. If you're a designer or a creative artist, I kind of see it like,
Or if
oh,
you're-
you just had this like quick little idea for a doodle.
Yeah.
You can actually put it in your phone and store it.
Or if you're like me and you're like super forgetful and need to make notes for everything.
Yeah, sure.
Like that was one of the reasons why I got the note
Yeah.
in the first place, because I just like I make notes and I get reminders for them because like I forget stuff.
I find for me, I just use like Google Keep now.
Fair.
Like I just do like textual stuff.
Fair.
For me to actually like pull this out, even when I had a Note 2, I didn't really pull the S Pen out enough to actually use it as a note taking thing.
Yeah.
Because I found it inconvenient to pull it out, and then I was bad at writing with it.
Oh yeah, my writing is
So-
awful already, let alone with the S Pen.
So I just prefer it's easier for me to read and takes up less space for me to just type it.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough.
yeah, I see it as more of like a creative tool for me personally, anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's got the nice big screen. It's got like barely any bezel on it. It's a beautiful phone. It's expensive.
I'm wondering how a 6.3-inch screen fits in your hand, though. I'm wondering how that actually feels because I feel like we're getting huge now, like
Well, if you
uncomfortably huge.
if you look at a comparison, so they did a not Ars Technica, not this article, but there was somebody else. I think it was WCCF. They did a comparison between the Note 7 and this.
Okay.
The Note 7 has a 5.7-inch screen.
Yeah.
This is the same size,
Wow. Okay. That's pretty sweet.
or like maybe like that much bigger.
Okay.
but, like,
That's pretty sweet.
Because there's no bezels on it.
Okay. Good job, Samsung. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Like,
Because I was
it's-
expecting, once I saw 6.3 inches, like, fuck, that's a huge phone. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that should be, unless you're MKBHD, that'd be a ridiculous phone to hold.
Well, you got to remember, like this, it's also like just slightly bigger than this, but this is 5.7. But
Right.
again, like you're getting rid of this button, you're getting rid of all this stuff. Like there's not even
Yeah.
room for a Samsung logo up there anymore.
Wow, so they don't even have a logo on the front?
No.
Lol, that's
They got-
all. I
like-
love that, though.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I mean.
that's
Like
sweet.
there's nothing there. Like if you look at this thing, like I don't know if there's a picture at the front, but
So the chin on the bottom a little bit.
there's a little bit of a chin. But like at the top, and
yeah,
bottom,
they don't
there's
even.
not much.
Yeah, wow.
Like it's all screen.
And then it's just nothing on the sides.
yeah,
Sweet.
but
Is TouchWiz still, like, I haven't actually looked into this, but is
They haven't-
TouchWiz still stupid?
they don't call it TouchWiz anymore.
Obviously.
They call it Grace UX.
Oh. It's a new
it's-
name. No, TouchWiz.
It's better than it's ever been.
Obviously, that makes sense.
But it is still a Samsung phone.
Yeah.
It's they get slightly better every release.
Install a launcher. Install
Yeah.
a launcher.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also expensive. It's $900 US.
Yeah, so $1,300 Canadian.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's nice, but
It's just an iPhone competitor at this point.
speaking of phones, there's also this, the LG V30. Some nice renders of this, and this thing too has like
Ooh.
no bezels on it.
I love that.
Yes, it is very nice.
I hope they get rid of that stupid thing they did on the V20 where they had the dumb dual screen thing they did at the top.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do. I mean, like,
If they don't, I'm
'Cause
happy because like that stupid dual screen thing is.
I mean, we
I don't
don't
know.
have all the details on it so far, but like based on what I see here, because I think this looks like a mic or
And
headphone.
there has to
Damn
be
it.
an earpiece up there as well.
Exactly.
So,
So I don't think they're doing the dual screen unless they have it like right here, like right where the battery thing is. But I think it's all just one screen now.
which is, I don't know. I felt like it was too niche. It was kind of stupid.
Like the idea was cool, but I just don't know how useful it really would have been.
And I know somebody who has a V20 that he's like, yo, it's stupid. It just makes the phone taller, and I don't use it, so it's
Yeah.
dumb. But that might be his personal experience. But like, I would probably relate. I'd probably never use it. The only thing I could see it being useful for would be like, you know, your hot switches. You pull down your notification straight and turn your flashlight on stuff.
Sure.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
Because then like it's just always there. Kinda.
Yeah, like if I turn a flashlight on and off like with one touch, like easy like that.
Okay.
Cool.
That I would actually use. But other than that, I would pretty much never use it.
Yeah, same.
So
But
glad they're getting rid of it anyway.
some of the it looks like a nice phone anyway. It's gonna
I'm
we don't
okay.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this phone. I kind of want one.
yeah.
I don't know. I can't now that I have now that I have a G5 and I have since I've had a G4, having the thing on the back is just like if I get a new phone and my button's on the side, I'm gonna like I don't know what I'm gonna do, Liam.
Yeah.
Like man,
Yeah.
like I'm so conditioned to have it on the back now.
Yeah, fair.
Like-
And I don't even use the one on mine because it's stupid.
Yeah.
So I need to get a phone with anyone at this point. But
No, I'm just not even fingerprint scanner. I just mean the button itself.
oh, fair.
Like
yeah.
man, once that button is on the side again for me, oh my god,
Yeah,
it's gonna be such a learning curve again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I didn't have a problem with it before, but now, I don't know.
No.
I don't know, man.
We'll have to see.
Like, it's the better design in my opinion, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good design choice. It makes a lot of sense because your hand's there naturally, right?
Exactly.
So.
And it's ambidextrous. That's the best thing about it.
True.
Because it doesn't matter if you're left or right.
Like, makes sense.
So.
Speaking of left or right, there's not much right about this. This is ASUS's new motherboard specifically for miners.
Well, there's a lot right about this if you want to make money.
True. That is real, yeah. It's crazy.
I'm curious what they're specifically made this for in terms of mining. Like, are they talking Ethereum or are they talking Bitcoin?
They don't.
I guess it doesn't really matter.
Assuming they just kind of say it's for cryptocurrency mining in general.
So they just don't. It doesn't matter then.
I think they're just kind of like whatever, mine all the things.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
really.
you want to do.
It looks absolutely absurd though.
So in case you guys are wondering what the hell's going on, basically you've got your standard, like you got a 16x slot here, which honestly you're probably not going to use unless you're using a single slot card, because the idea is you're going to use all of these.
Which is ridiculous.
You get 18 1x slots. So you're going to be using a lot of extensions and riser cards and stuff.
Yeah.
There's 3 24-pin ATX power connectors on this.
Just to power everything.
Like basically this is like CPU, RAM, like a SATA drive somewhere, and then like all the graphics cards.
And then PCI Express.
Now, the only reason this gets complicated and convoluted is because they don't have it listed here. Damn it. So you can't actually use all those slots at once because NVIDIA and AMD don't support it yet.
Which makes sense.
NVIDIA only supports up to, I want to say it's 8 graphics cards in concurrency at once. AMD supports 16 right now, and there's plans for them to update their drivers, I think, for 19.
Okay.
But, like, if you wanted to, now you could do 8 AMD and 8 NVIDIA, or 16 AMD and 3 NVIDIA or whatever, but you couldn't put, like, 19 GTX 1080 Ti's in this.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like,
and I think AMD is still better for mining.
AMD's way better for mining anyway.
So you'd probably just go AMD.
Admittedly, the 1060s have been really... pretty good because like they're not as powerful as AMD cards, but they sip power by comparison. So if you were doing a bunch of them, this might be okay.
And if you compare the power, because you have to compare your power draw to your actually mining efficiency to actually get what you're making. Exactly, so really at that point, you'd have to do the math to see if it balances out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting.
But I just thought I'd throw this in as a quick mention because it's crazy. Like,
just a little bit crazy.
But it's kind of crazy.
That's a crazy sport I've ever seen. By a
yeah,
lot.
It's weird. But
it's very specific to
if you want to mine.
You're gonna mine.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
This is the board for you.
It's just insane, too. Like, we were talking about, like, back when Bitcoin was famous, it was, like, $300 a Bitcoin.
Yeah. Now it's, like, what, $4,000?
Or even maybe, like, I think $600 a Bitcoin when it was, like, pretty big still.
Yeah.
Like, it was still, I think it went from 300 to 600 in the time that it was huge. And now it's, like, $4,000.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I said, I knew one person who was sitting on half a Bitcoin, and he's just like, what? I'm sitting on $2,500?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, that's insane.
Just sitting there, just chilling out.
You don't even know. Like, I just collected half a Bitcoin over like a year, and then I just let it sit. I forgot I had it. It's in my wallet.
That's awesome.
Oh, free $2,000. Thanks.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
That's sweet.
Like, I wish.
Yeah. So what else we got here? Oh yeah, HTC. This is just really quick, but HTC has cut the price of the Vive down to $600, which is awesome.
Yeah, like
it's still, it's
still pricey, but not anywhere near what it used to be.
I think that's honestly about right around where it should be, $500-600.
I agree, and that's what I think VR headsets eventually should be in terms of pricing.
And I mean, I think eventually we'll see. I think eventually we're going to see more stuff that's cheaper.
Yeah.
But I think that if you want like the premium kind of options, $500-600 is roughly about.
I think that's a good price range too, because like if you're serious about it, you're gonna pay that much money.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a space that's kind of for it, and like you're gonna be more serious about actually doing VR content.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're buying the cheaper stuff, it's more of a niche thing. Like that's why Google Cardboard exists, right?
Sure.
So that's really niche. But I'm
almost not even thinking of that cheap. I'm thinking of like the in betweeners. Like you got your PSVR.
Yes, exactly,
like
exactly.
Where it's like this is like what? It's like $200-300, something like that.
Yeah, and then it works with your PlayStation, which most people have.
Exactly. So and that makes sense. But for something like the Vive, or I mean, really, the only other real premium one is the Oculus Rift.
Like, this is going to be the enthusiast.
Yes.
Whereas,
this and Rift are like enthusiasts.
Whereas what you're thinking PlayStation VR is going to be the everyday consumer, where they're spending, they have their PS4, they don't have a gaming PC or dedicated, like, rig that's actually beast.
Yeah.
To actually run these games.
It's like, I just want to play this game on my PlayStation, but it's like VR and it looks cool.
Yeah, like, oh, this is such a cool experience, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're looking for, rather than, like, we're like, yo, max settings, like, I want to be able to shoot this bow and arrow, I want to be able to, like, blow this guy's head off with a shotgun.
I want to play Demon VR.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be able to rip this demon's skull in half. Like, that's insane, Like, that's going to be the enthusiast that's, like, looking to spend a significant amount of money compared to the consumer. So
yeah, exactly.
I think you're right that $600 is going to be kind of like the sweet spot for VR headsets, at least on the premium end.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, like, it makes more sense too, because for a while, up until like a couple days ago before this happened, like the Oculus Rift is $400 with touch controllers.
Yeah, exactly.
This was double the price.
Yeah, so I think that's why they had to make this move.
And as much as like I would still much prefer to have a Vive over an Oculus personally, like I wouldn't for twice the price. Like straight up, like there's no way, not for twice the price.
Especially that it comes in controllers now, because even when it launched, Oculus didn't come with any controllers. It was like you played with an Xbox controller, right?
Yeah, it was Xbox controller. You got the headset, and then that was it.
And so now it even comes with some sort of controllers that you can use inside the game.
For $400, you get the 2 lighthouses, you get the touch controllers, and the headset.
Yeah, there you go. For $400, that's pretty unbeatable right now.
The only catch with the Oculus is if you want to have the really good full room experience, you really need to buy the third sensor.
Okay.
Because it does full room with 2.
Yeah.
But it's
kind of
you kind of have to be like looking at it. If you turn around, it stops working or like doesn't work as well. So you need to buy a third lighthouse for it,
just so
have it work really properly.
Yeah, like make a triangle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas with Vive, you don't. It works fine with 2.
With like one in front, one in back.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I wonder what the difference in technology is.
I am not sure. I just know that a lot of people have been saying, like, with Oculus specifically, like, if you have 2 of them and they're both, like, in the front or even one, like, because the Oculus ones, I think, are both set up in the front.
Okay.
So if you turn around and your face isn't looking at it,
then it doesn't know
it's
where
kind
the
of just
headset
like,
it's confused.
I don't know what you're doing anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because it can't reference where the headset is anymore.
Yeah, whereas for somehow the Vive manages to pull it off with 2 and it's fine.
I think for the Vive, though, one goes in front, one goes in back.
I think that, I've never used it. I think that's how you set it up.
Yeah.
But somehow they managed to do it with 2. So the only thing with that is just like if you're gonna buy the Oculus for full room scale, then plan to spend an extra about $100 on it.
Yeah.
To get that proper experience.
Which at that point,
maybe go with a Vive unless you want an Oculus title that's exclusive to it or something.
Sure.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I'm glad to see that they're both becoming cheaper because like the fact that Oculus is $400 US is awesome.
Yeah. The fact that premium VR experiences now are like sub 1,000 by a significant amount is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because like when they came out, they were definitely a niche thing, and they were expensive as hell.
And too, like when they first came out, it was like the GTX 970 was like your minimum requirement.
Exactly.
And I mean, admittedly, you still need quite a bit of horsepower to drive these.
But now you can have like a regular card and still actually like
I was gonna say like
performance.
You could skim by with a GTX 1060.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the best experience, but you could do it.
And that's like a pretty cheap card
and
for
that's
the most
like,
part.
That's like a reasonable card. Like I think they're like 200. Well, not now because miners, but
yeah,
they're like $200 US for the 3 gig and like 250ish for the 6 gig.
Yeah,
maybe closer to 3.
So
as opposed to like almost 4 for the 970.
Yeah,
and the 1060 is obviously faster.
Or 1070. You said 970.
No, the 970. I'm comparing it to the 970.
Oh, fair. Sorry.
Because the minimum requirement for this used to be 970.
Right.
So like you can get a faster card for cheaper now.
Yeah, compared to the 970
and the
from the
headset
previous
itself
gen.
is cheaper.
Okay.
So you could get like say like a Ryzen 3 1200 for like $110.
Yeah, and then get a 1060.
Get a 1060. Like you should get 16, but you can probably get 8 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
And basically you're like, it's not going to be the best experience, but you can totally get away with VR for that.
Right.
And then get a $600 headset and you're good to go.
Which is actually crazy.
Yeah.
Like you can have a legitimate VR experience at that point rather than just like the little cardboard like we were talking about before.
Like if you wanted to do the Rift setup, like rather than like a $1,500 PC like they said plus the headset,
yeah,
you could probably get the PC and the headset for close to $1,500 now.
That's pretty awesome.
Like give or take $100 maybe, but
that is sweet.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome to see. What else happened this week? Oh yeah, well I guess we could have kind of tied this in with the phone stuff, but whatever. Android 8.0, Oreo is out now.
Oh yeah, by the way.
Yeah. In case you guys missed that as well, that is also a thing. So there's a list here. This is an article from Guru 3D. There's a list here of a bunch of new stuff. Honestly, no, you're not wrong. New stuff is always welcome.
Yep.
But there's not a whole lot here that made me go, oh wow.
Yeah, there's nothing crazy.
It's kind of just like, oh cool.
Like there's a lot of the crazy stuff. Well, not even crazy stuff because we're not going to really notice it that much. But it's all like bug fixes, under the hood improvements,
tweaks, and stuff.
Slight tweaks. The biggest change that we're going to notice is probably the settings icon move. That's actually going to be an inconvenience, I think. I don't know why they decided to do that. Like we talked about before, it's stupid. So if you guys have an Android phone and you're familiar with it, which I'm sure you are at that point, actually yours is different, so I'm not sure. I guess it's after a certain version because you're on which version?
I'm on Marshmallow.
Okay, I
have Samsung.
Oh no, I have Android 7, so
yeah.
It must be Nougat.
Yeah, but like yours also has like the double drop down menu.
Yeah.
Mine never has that. It's Samsung phone.
Yeah, I think Nougat is what added that double drop down. No.
My mom has it. My mom's had it since she got her phone.
Okay, so it must be the skin.
Yep.
So anyway,
it's just Samsung. They're Samsung.
Anyway, basically on stock Android and my LG G5 anyway, or on the Google launcher, whatever. When you pull down your notification shade, you'll get that little like settings icon on the top right, which I'm sure everybody's familiar with already.
Yeah, little cog there.
Now, for some stupid reason, Google decided to move it from the top right to the bottom right of your notification shade.
Which is weird.
Which is silly because like I guess it's closer to your thumb, but like I'm so used, like it's so ingrained in my head that it's there now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's silly, but
just doesn't seem necessary, honestly. But
and then the only other thing that we'd probably notice a lot is The notification style is like the font we were talking about. You can change the
Yeah.
font. You can the notification shades are kind of contextual now. So like if you're listening to a band and then the notification shade is there from Spotify, or the notification is there from Spotify or whatever you're listening to it from, that it might have like a contextual look to it. It might have the album cover art on the notification itself, or like
Yeah.
it's basically themed towards whatever you're listening to based on the band and the album cover and stuff.
Yeah, and the other thing I thought was kind of cool too, which again is nothing revolutionary, but I thought was kind of cool, was notification snoozing.
Yeah,
so
true,
like if you get
true.
like if you get like a text from somebody,
Yeah.
and like okay, perfect example, like me and you play World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
You send me a text, I'm in a dungeon. Snooze this text for 50 minutes, and and then it'll pop up back then or something
Sure,
like that.
yeah.
And then when I'm done, it comes back up, because I find like for myself, if I get a notification and I'm not able to get to it, sometimes I forget because I'll finish what I'm doing and then move on.
Mm.
Whereas if I get it like, or basically sends it again, or if my screen lights up again and I get the notification again,
Yeah.
then I'll be like, oh right,
yeah.
I got a text.
I wonder.
right.
I don't know if that's a new thing or not, because I feel like I can do that, but I don't do it. So
Yeah,
maybe
fair.
I'm just dumb and I can't actually do it, and I think I can.
I'm not
But
sure.
like,
apparently it's new. I don't know.
it might also be a skin thing too,
Yeah, true.
because maybe now it's actually like built in, like LG implemented it into their skins. And
Yeah,
then
but now it's
maybe,
baked into Android,
Yeah,
yeah.
now it's like a stock feature, that kind of stuff. Because I think that's happened before too.
Fair.
Like I think Samsung's even introduced
Oh,
features.
well,
and then,
Samsung, you had the dual screen thing for like years.
yeah, exactly. And then Google's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's actually valuable.
Because
So
I had
then they
dual
did
screen
it.
on my Note 4 when I got
Yeah,
that was one of the selling things.
I think my Note 2 had that even, so I even remember that.
Yeah, so your
because
Note 2.
it was like branded as like multi-view back then and stuff. And I don't think
And I think
every
it
phone
was-
did it.
I think it might have been Nougat, but it was either Nougat or Marshmallow where they're like, yo, like actual, like, this is baked in Android now.
Yeah, I wonder if I don't know. I don't remember if it was Marshmallow or not. Definitely Nougat for sure.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, anyway, Oreo is out. Your phone is probably not getting it.
yeah, pretty much.
I know, you might, if you have a phone from the last year or
yeah.
two maybe, but you're probably
Like
not
we were
gonna get it.
talking, it's
Yeah.
it's getting
That's a whole nother
yeah,
thing.
it's getting
We-
hard to get in
Yeah.
Android updates now. But anyway,
Anyway, let's do gaming stuff, because we got, like, we're halfway through, and we got not much time left, so we're going to have to kind of, like, run through this gaming stuff real quick.
yeah, true.
But this is cool. So the first thing is Final Fantasy 15 is coming to PC,
Which is awesome.
which is sweet. It's apparently going to... We'll have to see.
This
I
is from
don't know.
them. They said that, I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah,
So
I mean,
it was like on the recommended specs or something like that.
yeah, I mean, like,
So
it's possible.
I guess
mean,
we should
know-
say what we're talking about. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah. So they say Final Fantasy 15 is supposed to take up 170 gigs of your hard drive.
Which is insane.
Which, I mean, like, we don't... Like, the article mentions as well, like, Gears of War 4 already takes 114.
Sure.
So, I mean, we already have games that are encroaching somewhat on that.
Yeah.
But this is, like, next level. This is huge.
I mean, this is gonna have like the most NVIDIA features we've ever seen in a game.
Yeah, so, like, NVIDIA presented this at Gamescom along with Square.
Yeah.
And they showed a nice... Like, there's a trailer for it here. This game looks ridiculous.
Oh yeah, like it looks so nice.
But this is, like, packed full of, like, all of the game works.
Yeah.
Like
every
almost
NVIDIA
everything
thing.
they can pack in is pretty much in here.
Like waves, hair, ambient occlusion, new tile of ambient occlusion. It's not even the old APO plus. It's like the new.
Yeah.
I think it's like HBX8 or something.
Yeah, I
or,
forget what they call it.
I don't remember what it's called now, but
it's packed full of NVIDIA stuff.
yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Recommended specs 90 Ti or 1080 Ti.
They're recommending a 1080 Ti. I mean,
What?
That's probably for 4K, to be
Yeah,
fair.
like to max it.
Like, which makes sense.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't get out of this that I'm just gonna mention really quick is I don't get why they recommend a 3770 and then a Ryzen 7.
Yeah, like that makes
No sense to me.
Like-
because
recommend a newer CPU from Intel.
because we already know that, like, this CPU, the AMD one, has more IPC than this.
Yeah.
The one they're recommending has not only double the cores, but higher clock speed.
So it's gonna destroy that.
So unless they're like just like not optimizing for AMD or something, and
Yeah,
they're just
so
like,
they
you
just-
need more horsepower because we're not optimizing or something. I don't know.
I hope
Maybe
not, but I
don't know.
guess.
I
Then
don't
again,
know. I
that
just
also-
I just find this weird.
That does also kind of make sense because of ambient occlusion. Because this isn't a Super NVIDIA game.
Yeah.
Or no, it's CPU. What am I, stupid?
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
Yeah, no, it's just CPU. But I just find that weird that they're recommending something with double the cores and higher clock speed. For
Yeah,
AMD.
that's pretty silly.
I mean, the other reason they might recommend this though is because the price points are similar.
Right.
So they might be going by price point, maybe. I don't know. Just that's the only thing I can think
Still
of.
weird.
But
Something to look into.
yeah, something to kind of look into. But anyway, so this is coming to PC. Is going to be cool. Really quickly, Age of Empires 4 was announced. I honestly have not played that much Age of Empires.
Yeah.
I played the second one a bit.
I
I
know
know that a lot
nothing.
of people are. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Because Age of Empires is like huge for a
You
lot
guys
of
are
people.
crazy.
But yeah, Age of Empires 4 is coming out, and I think what is going to be really huge for a lot of people too is they mentioned Age of Empires 1 and 2 are getting like full
yeah.
HD remasters.
Yep.
I think like definitive edition or whatever.
Which is going to be, like you said, a huge nostalgia value for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Much like StarCraft Remaster is huge for me, right?
Exactly.
Like it's just like, oh yes.
Liam freaks out over StarCraft.
Yeah. So definitely stay tuned for that. There's an announcement trailer here. It'll be out. I forget what the date was, but I think it's before the end of the year anyway.
Soon.
Very soon. So stay tuned for that. Anno 1800 was also announced.
Which is strange, like we were talking about. They're kind of going back now.
Yeah, Anno's like going back.
They always used, like they were in the future. Obviously, that was
like
their
Anno
thing.
2050, and then 2205 or something.
Yeah, I think it was 2205.
Yeah. And then now we're going to 1800.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Like
it'll be different.
This could be interesting. I mean, it's a new.
They'll have to also kind of play into the mechanics that we know of, right? Because it's based on history at this point. Whereas like the previous games are based on essentially a fake concept. Yeah. Like they can make it up.
Yeah.
Whereas
unless they're going like alternate history or something, maybe. But
yeah, true. I guess they could just make it up and say it's not based on reality.
Yeah, but it looks cool though. I don't know.
It'd be kind of silly for them to do that.
There's a trailer and like a couple screenshots down here, but
yeah.
If you've checked out any of the Anno games before, then should be excited about this. It looks cool. And if you haven't checked out Anno, maybe now's the time.
I know you can. I think Anno 2050 goes on sale for like reasonably cheap very often.
Yeah, it goes on really cheap now. Yeah,
like definitely look for that
for sure. And really quickly, these last two things because we are running out of time. But Bungie. Okay, so
Bungie.
Shake my head. So Bungie, we could have made Destiny at 60 FPS, but the world would have been smaller, less cooperative, and had less foes.
Which is fair.
Now, this is somewhat fair if you're going to talk about like the older consoles, I would say.
Yes, if you're going to talk just Xbox One and PS4.
Like the standard ones.
All right, sure.
Sure. But they're even talking about like, and even like more so than PS4 Pro, they're talking about Xbox One X even.
Yeah, which is
that
crazy
thing has,
to me.
Like this much shy of the raw GPU horsepower that like a 1070 does.
Which is insane.
Which, if you guys aren't familiar with graphics cards, a 1070 is quite fast.
Like it should be able to run. It should be able to run Destiny at 60 FPS, no problem.
Like no problem, especially if you're running at 10. Like 4K might be a different story.
Yeah.
But if you're running at 1080p, I would expect it to be 60 FPS, pretty much maxed.
Like easily.
So.
But like you were saying, it might be a CPU thing.
Yeah.
But either way, honestly, they should have done something.
That's the only thing I could think is that it's CPU limitation because like it's not GPU.
No.
It's not.
No.
So
it has to be.
It has to be
point.
CPU.
But like, hey, PC Master Race.
Yeah. So if you guys want to not play this game at 30 FPS, which you should because it's a shooter.
Yeah.
Buy a not very expensive PC.
Yeah, really. Like a 1060 will probably run at 60 FPS, no problem.
Yeah. And if you're in the States, you could probably build a computer with a 1060 in it for like, maybe that's what we'll do. We were talking about doing a monthly builds thing. Maybe
PS4
we'll do one
Pro,
for you guys.
Xbox One.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll do one for you guys in the States because I know some of you guys down there like to watch us. And we'll see what we can build for $600 or $500 the cost of the Xbox One X.
I bet you we could build something decent.
Because I bet you can run Destiny 2 at 60 FPS, not maxed.
Yeah.
But I bet you can run it.
Yep.
But that's a whole other thing. And last but not least, this is just one quick mention because it's kind of cool. Me and Josh like a lot of Bethesda games. So Skyrim VR, Doom VR, and Fallout 4 VR release dates are all confirmed.
Good job, Bethesda.
Which is awesome. So just quickly run down all these. Skyrim VR is coming out on PlayStation VR on November 17th. Doom is coming out on PSVR and HTC Vive on December 1st. And Fallout 4 VR is coming out on the Vive on December 12th.
Sweet.
So like that whole like last month and a half of the year is like Bethesda VR city.
All within this year.
Yeah, which is awesome. So obviously we know what Bethesda was doing this year.
Yeah, really, just working on VR.
Yeah.
Which is sweet.
That just makes me want to get a Vive all that much more, man.
Zach would hate that screenshot so much.
True, we should send it to him. I sent him a funny one the other day. I'll show you after this.
All right, cool.
But yeah, that is everything for this week, guys. I know there was a lot to talk about. We're gonna have all the articles down below.
Yep.
You guys can get more details and everything because I know we kind of rushed through a few things, but we had to get all in there. It's like I said, this is after we cut stuff out.
So much stuff.
So but we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, like it. Please share it. Feel free to subscribe. We do this every week, so you can watch it again if you really want to for some reason. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time.